play, but yeah, they've been very good, been taking care of their quarterback and opening lanes for their runners.
From the 44, it's Ingram up the middle. And when you mentioned that to Breeze about Clemente, he said, I like that. I might steal that from you.
He can have it. Because I got to tell you, he's a very valuable piece to this offense. And you mentioned Max Unger. I love how he plays inside. They talk about his value and keeping this unit together with his experience and just the way that he plays. It's a good football team. There's no flukes when you win 6 games in a row in the NFL.
Unger's the only one that started every game at the same position up front for the Saints this year. On 2nd and 7, it's Thomas. That's his 3rd catch today to the Bills. 37, it will be 3rd down and 3.
I'll tell you, Drew Brees does such a good job identifying what's going on the other side of the football. He just picked up and threw that football. That was going to be a run play. He said, you know what, their corners are bailing. I'm going to throw it here. I'm going to set up a 3rd and 4. This is a big time opportunity for this Bills defense. They need to get off the field here.
Empty backfield for the Saints. They must get to the 34 for a 1st down. Movement prior to the snap.
Neutral zone infraction, defense number 50. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
That's on the former Saint. He spent 6 years in New Orleans, Ramon Humber.
He was just trying to bait him into the line of scrimmage. There's 50 right here, Ramon Humber. And you could do all that jumping around, but as soon as you get inside that neutral area right there and an offensive lineman reacts, it's encroachment. Easy 1st down for the Saints.
From the Bills 33. Ingram in the backfield. Snead in motion. Breeze, quick release, and it is nearly picked off.
Shaq Lawson. Yeah. Same play that you saw earlier. It's a run play. But Drew Brees sees something. He thinks he's going to get up and just dump the ball off to Brandon Coleman. This is a great reaction by number 90. And if Ramon Humber is just a second earlier, you got a takeaway. Those are the opportunities that this Bills defense has capitalized on all season long. They missed one there.
Empty backfield once again. 2nd down and 10. Breeze moving to his right. He throws, and that is incomplete. Kobe Fleener unable to hang on as we check in with Mike Hill for a game break. Mike.
Guns, Vikings, Skins, Maurice Harris making plays. Look at this catch. Just called up from the practice squad. 36-yard touchdown from Kirk Cousins. 1st career touchdown. It is tied at 7 in the 1st. Kenny, Rundy, KP, back to you.
Mike Hill, it's good to hear you in studio, buddy. Those guys leave, he gets to take over in LA. I love it.
Great to see the pregame show coming from Norfolk, Virginia, as well as Fox NFL kickoff. 2nd down and 10. Thomas will not get there. There is a flag on 3rd and 10. Thomas down at the 29, and we'll check with Terry McCauley.
Personal foul, grasping face mask, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
Oh, this is a shame, too, because the Bills were getting ready to get off the football field, and that's clearly a face mask. They had rallied to stop Thomas there, but another penalty, 2nd penalty on this drive, converting 1st down for the New Orleans Saints.
Right, first Humber, and then Lorenzo Alexander. It's the 4th Bills penalty overall. But as you mentioned, Rondé, 2 on this drive have given the Saints an automatic 1st down.
Those are tough. Going into a tackle, you're coming off a block. Not trying to grab his face mask, but still have to be cognizant around the helmet.
So a new set of downs from the 14-yard line. It's Ingram. Mark Ingram gains 5 down to the Bills 9 with just over 2 minutes remaining in the 1st quarter.
And there's been a lot of talk in New Orleans nationwide about the way Alvin Kamara has come onto the scene, but when I look at the New Orleans Saints and when you ask them, it's still about Mark Ingram. He is their all-purpose yards leader. He catches balls out of the backfield as well. He catches screens, and he is definitely their workhorse as a runner.
Rushed for over 1,400 yards last season. Second down and 5. Off the fake to Ingram. Ball comes loose after the reception by Josh Hill. And the Bills have recovered.
There's that opportunistic defense, Kenny. Forcing turnovers. Big play by the Bills defense.
This is Google Home Mini. It's got the Google Assistant in it, so it's super helpful. Watch this. Hey Google, good morning.
Good morning, Claire. It's 72 and sunny. Don't forget to wear some sunscreen.
Oh, that's nice. It'll also read you the news, look up traffic, and tell you.
Your first meeting is at 9 a.m.
And you know how sometimes you're in bed and you can't get out of it until you hear that one song that...
Okay, playing your Get Out of Bed playlist.
Yeah, it can do that too. It's Google Home Mini and the rest of the Google Home family.
Every one of us starts out as a wide-eyed recruit, myself included. If I could go back, I'd tell that kid, get ready. You're going to serve alongside some amazing people. They're going to become like family to you. And together, you'll see and do things that'll help change the world. That'll change you. One day, you're going to look up and be a better you. And this nation will be better for it too. I'm General Dave Goldfein. Come join us. Your nation is waiting.
You cannot wear a Raiders jersey to my family's Christmas dinner. Turn it off. Just turn the lights off.
What up, dog? Good to see you, man. You ready to do this?
First things first, I'm Nick Wright. That's the Hall of Famer Chris Carter. What up, CC?
Ain't nothing out there like you think it is. There's no glory, no heroes, just pain.
Don't give up hope.
The Long Road Home, only on National Geographic.
Thursday Night Football. It's Titans, it's Steelers. When it's on, it's on. Tennessee and their dynamic offense battle with Pittsburgh in primetime. Thursday Night Football on NFL Network, NBC, and streaming on Amazon Prime Video.
This is Josh Hill, your tight end here, and you got to ask yourself, the time element met, and I think it absolutely was. He caught it, turned upfield, made a football move, clear football move before the contact by Humber. That's just great tackle, form tackle, hat on the ball, turnover.
Now it's McCoy, cuts to the outside on first down for the Bills defense, Rodney. That's their 18th takeaway, second most in the entire league. So defense comes up big for Buffalo.
Absolutely, it always has. And I got to tell you, nobody makes people miss in short spaces like LaShawn McCoy. I mean, what are you supposed to do there? He's in and out of his cuts and off the field unlike anybody I've ever seen. He's amazing. Something out of nothing.
Leading rusher in the entire league since he was drafted by the Eagles back in 2009.
And not only is he a great runner, he is a great receiver. Leads this team in receptions, number of receptions. They got to continue to utilize him. I would use this guy until the wheels fell off of him. Just want to get the ball in his hands, let him do his magic, give this offense some life.
Mike 53, double 53. 180.
Well, that did not work as the Bills had hoped, as Taylor handed it off to the wideout Deontay Thompson. But he was met immediately by Trey Hendrickson.
Well, Trey Hendrickson's just doing his job. He's going up the field, keeping contained, and hey, look what I found. A runner pretending to be a wide receiver pretending to be a ball carrier, and man, that was a big hit.
Hendrickson, the rookie out of Florida Atlantic. So that will take us to the end of the first quarter in Orchard Park, with the Bills coming up with a big takeaway. Saints lead 7-3.
Do I use a toothpaste that whitens my teeth or one that's good for my teeth? Now I don't have to choose.
From Crest 3D White comes new whitening therapy. It's our best whitening technology. Plus, it has a fortifying formula to protect your enamel. Crest, healthy, beautiful smiles for life.
Saturday on Fox, the Wolverines look to claw their way past a Big Ten foe. Touchdown! The Badgers continue their fight for a playoff appearance. Saturday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern on Fox.
Angela Bassett, Peter Krause, and Connie Britton star in 911 this January on Fox.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children she had to buy lots of groceries. While she was shopping for organic fruits and veggies, burglars broke into her shoe. They stole her kids' mountain bikes and tablets along with her new juice press. Luckily, the Geico Insurance Agency had helped her with homeowners insurance. She got full replacement on the stolen goods and started a mountain bike juice delivery service. Call Geico and see how affordable homeowners insurance can be.
What's your emergency?
My snake, it's choking me.
There are two types of emergency. The first is the one we all have, every day. Then there's the second kind of emergency. The kind that comes without warning.
I can help you. Please. Please.
The Four. Find out this January on Fox.
A look at the first quarter numbers with the Saints out on top 7-3. Second down at 15. Inside handoff to McCoy. Again, cuts to the outside, but not much. Raphael Bush, Marcus Williams in on the tackle.
These numbers are amazing to me, Kenny. Total yards first. Interceptions are taking the football away, and we got an injured Saint here. It's A.J. Klein down at the near 40, and A.J. Klein has been a big, huge part of this defense. His first year here from seems to be okay, but you talk to Dennis Allen, the defensive coordinator, and the communication that he has brought, the leadership, the experience that he had playing with a guy like Luke Kuechly in Carolina, something that this defense was missing, and he's been a huge part.
In Carolina, he played for defensive coordinator Sean McDermott, now the head coach of the Bills, who had some great things to tell us about A.J. Klein.
He's a communicator. You know, and all good defenses need a communicator in the middle. And he has been exactly that. He plays middle linebacker, he plays Sam linebacker, he does everything, but he doesn't come off the football field. They've had to replace him with Manti Te'o, who's normally just a first and second down linebacker for this team.
They're down at 15. Taylor over the middle. Colbert down at the 24, 6 yards shy of the marker, so the Bills will punt it away.
And this offense not going to take chances, you know, throwing the football down the field. I mean, you want to continue drives, but when they get behind the sticks, Kenny, this is not a team that can really challenge you. Tyrod's not good at it. They don't have the receivers. I mean, maybe Kelvin Benjamin adds that, but they struggle a little bit.
Ted Ginn Jr. on the run. Looked like he was going to let it bounce initially. Takes it out to the 49.
Look, there's no law that says your truck can only haul gravel. Introducing the new 2018 Ford F-150 with best-in-class towing, best-in-class payload, and best-in-class torque. The F-150 lineup has the capability to get big things to big places big time. So bring out your ATVs, your campers, your Palominos. Hey, you're not always working, but your truck is. This is the new 2018 Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
Another day of work. Why do you do it? It's not just a paycheck. You actually like what you do, even love it. And today, you can do things you never could before. You're developing AI applications on the cloud, finding insights hidden in decades of medical documents, and securing millions of IoT sensors. So get back to it and do the best work of your life.
Save big for the holidays. Get great phones during the Sprint Deal Spectacular. You can get the new titanium crafted essential phone for just $5 a month and get some of our hottest Samsung Galaxy phones also starting at $5 a month. Hurry in while supplies last. Works for me.
You want to keep chasing your dreams. We make sure you never have to stop.
You want to do the honors, Alan?
Yeah.
No, you never touch this. This is Captain Dave time. I'd like to welcome you on Jackpot Airlines Flight 1610, service to Lost Wages. Why aren't you laughing?
I've already like 1,200 times.
LA to Vegas. Service begins this January on Fox.
Tuesday, will the Mick accept?
Yeah, let's cool it on the hand stuff. Oh, and the foot stuff, too.
An indecent proposal.
What are you doing? Take me. Oh, man, I would be all over that and those and even that thing.
An all-new Mick, followed by an all-new Brooklyn, Tuesday.
Hi.
Good.
Hi.
Deca good.
Hi.
So good. On Fox.
Today's game is sponsored by the 2018 Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, it is the bar.
Numbers pretty even. Saints lead 7-3. Drew Brees and the Saints will start in Bills territory from the Buffalo 48. Ingram in the backfield along with the fullback Zach Line. This is Ingram. So hard to bring him down, Rondé. He's still going for the 41. Gain of 7. How would you attempt to bring down a guy such as Mark Ingram?
I'm hitting him in the legs. You try to tackle a guy like this up top, and he just drives through you. Just see how strong his legs are, how balanced he is as a person.
Who are some of the toughest backs to tackle for you?
He was tough. Brandon Jacobs, guys who can't get around the bus, who look for little guys to run over.
Second down, 3. Ramon Hubbard comes up to make the tackle. So the Saints now facing 3rd down and 3.
Continued balance of this Saints offense. And, you know, when I was making notes getting ready for this weekend, I was like, it's the first time that I've studied them where you actually see commitment to run 2 plays in a row. 2, 3, sometimes 4 runs. I just never expected that out of his Drew Brees and Sean Payton offense, but it's exactly what you're getting, and it's getting them ahead of the sticks. 3rd 3 here.
Kamara checks in. Saints must get to the 38 for a 1st down. And a flag comes in as the catch is made at the 35-yard line by Ted Ginn Jr.
That's going to be offensive pass interference on Ted Ginn, I think.
Pass interference. Offense number 19. 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
You know, as a defender, Kenny, you have the right to hold your position. And watch Ted Ginn when he gets to the top. He just runs right through Sharice Wright. Flag came in right away. Easy call. 3rd and 13.
First Saints penalty of the game. Saints must get to the 38-yard line for a first down. Breeze steps up, pump fake. Now he throws, and it's caught for a first down and more. As Brandon Coleman is finally tackled at the 21-yard line by Sharice Wright. Needed 13, and he gained 30.
Well, Drew Brees just calm in the pocket. No pressure on him. They said they got to get there with a four-man rush. They're not even getting close to him on a four-man rush. And how about Brandon Coleman, a guy that probably don't know about him unless you're a New Orleans Saints fan, but he's got 6 plays, now 7 plays over 20 yards for this offense, and just another complimentary part to this explosive team.
Injured Buffalo Bill is Sharice Wright, who started the game for the injured E.J. Gaines. So now Wright shaken up. He was the Bill who made the tackle on Brandon Coleman.
Take a look at the end here, and just, you know, could be some of the turf getting in his eye. Obviously, when you get hit in the head, you have those concerns. Keep an eye on him. In the meantime, who's playing corner? Is it Leonard Johnson's probably going to have to go play that third corner?
Lafayette Pitts is checked in, number 30.
Yeah, you're right, because Leonard Johnson just plays the nickelback in this defense, so it is 30. Lafayette Pitts.
They're down to the third string. Rondé at right corner. See if the Saints look to take advantage.
And I would. I'd put 13 over there and test him.
E.J. Gaines out with a hamstring injury, missing his 3rd straight. Now Sharice Wright is off to the sideline. It's Brandon Coleman matched up with Pitts as they keep it on the ground with Ingram to the 16-yard line of the Bills.
Just so much room up front, generating enormous running lanes. Mark Ingram's averaging 7 yards a carry right now, Kenny. Every time he touches the ball, he's not getting tackled until the second level of the defense, and it's making it look easy to march up and down the football field. And if there's one knock against the Bills this year for me, it's that they haven't been able to stop many people. They give up too many yards on the ground, too many yards in the air, and if they don't take the football away, they don't win.
Breeze pointing out Preston Brown on the Bills defense. Catch is made at the 13-yard line by Kamara. This is the 3rd Saints possession, Rondé. It's their 3rd trip into the red zone. They have a touchdown and then the turnover, only their 2nd red zone turnover all season. 3rd down and 1. Saints do such a great job shuffling in personnel late to try and fool the defense.
Exactly, and if you're the Bills, it's hard to match up. They come out and just put out their nickel defense there and say, you know, whatever comes, we're going to have to deal.
The toss to Kamara on 3rd down. Kamara has a first down and is tackled at the 3 by Micah Hyde.
I got to tell you, this is a great job here by Willie Snead. You'll see him, 83 right here. Watch this block he makes on Hughes here. That's the reason Kamara gets so cleanly to the edge, picks up big yardage. Originally, I thought it was a hole, but he had great position on him. Did a great job down inside the 5-yard line.
So the Saints have converted on 3 of 4 third downs today. Both Ingram and Kamara on the field. Kamara slot to the left. 1st and goal from the 3. Breeze rolling to his right. And then he throws it away. Did not find an open receiver. Good. He was under pressure from Eddie Yarbrough.
Yeah, good coverage on the back end. He was looking for an option route to Kamara out the other side, and then just buys enough time. Nowhere for him to go with this football. And Drew Brees is smart enough to know not to force it down here. You want him to retain possession. There's no problem getting out of the pocket, throwing this thing away. Live to fight another day.
Now 2nd and goal from the Buffalo 3-yard line. Ingram in the backfield. Thomas slot to the left. On 2nd down. It's Ingram. He's in. His 2nd touchdown today.
we continue to say this. The leverage that he is running with right now
and the extra point
impressive.
is up and good. 14-3, New Orleans.
Jumping in the
Well, we got
stand.
a couple of old quarterbacks, as I said. Josh McCown for the New York Jets has played for 7 different teams, actually 8 different teams for McCown. He used to play for the Buccaneers, as a matter of fact, gets picked off by Brent Grimes. Very next play, Ryan Fitzpatrick, who has played for 7 different teams, including both the Bucs and the Jets, throws an interception of his own. Darrell Roberts comes up with that one. So the 2 quarterbacks who have played for a combined 15 different teams throw back-to-back picks on back-to-back plays. Marcus Mariota, has a man wide open. Rashard Matthews drops it. What would have been probably a first and goal or a touchdown possibly. So they come on for the long field goal, and that one sprayed wide right, no good. So keep it with a missed field goal and a missed extra point so far in this game. One for the Titans and one for the Bengals. Keep it at a 7-6 game. We are at midfield, so no one's in the red zone at the moment. We're at midfield here with the Colts and the Steelers.
NFL scores and highlights all coming up on the Verizon halftime report. I hear it's cold in New York.
It was a little cold here yesterday. It's warmed up. It's warmed up into the 40s here today. Although we're in this nice...
I heard it was cold in Kansas City.
We're in a cozy dome today, though.
Brissett spins. This is Doyle. Doyle leapfrogging a couple of tacklers, and he gets it inside the 45 to the 43. Speaking of New York, once again, JB and the coach.
Just had a big play in Soldier Field where Chicago thinks they have a touchdown, I believe. John Fox, I think he's challenging this play. You can see that Benny Cunningham was diving for the pylon. Did he get in before he went out? Ruling on the field was he was out inside the 5.
But the runner was out of bounds, short of the goal line.
Dean Blandino, of course, this time a year ago, still head of the NFL officials.
We'll let you know how they sort that one out.
Look at
back
the
to third
here.
down
it's
for
on 3rd and 4.
Brissett on the move, throws. This is Mack, and Mack breaks free for the first down the sideline.
Well, that's not going to make Mike Tomlin very happy, or Keith Butler for that matter. The number of missed tackles on that play, allowing Mack to get to the sideline. You see Brissett trying to throw out to his left and knowing where the check down is. Gay and Shazier, normally 2 of their better tacklers for the Steelers, not able to bring Mack down, who gets up that sideline for the first down.
Boy, for Ryan Shazier, that's like a bad spell.
Yes.
He missed one not too long ago. First down, and Gore replaces Mack in the backfield. Brissett looking left, throwing left, diving, and the ball is incomplete inside the 30. Intended for Darrell Daniels. Darrell Daniels is the rookie tight end out of Washington. 2nd and 10.
Well, the Colts are just, right now we talked earlier in the game about running the football, controlling the time of possession, keeping the ball away from the Steelers. The Colts are playing great defense right
Tony
now.
Correnti
being a touchback.
Right. All right, here we go. The judiciary is ready to...
After reviewing the play, the Chicago runner advancing toward the goal line lost control of the football and the ball hit the pylon. Therefore, he did not step out of bounds. It is a touchback. It will be Green Bay's ball, first down.
Well, Chris Phelan, you were the one that brought it up. Yeah. And Dean Blandino right there along with you. Wow. Shocking.
Well, those are the mental mistakes that coaches get so upset about, because those are self-inflicted.
That is becoming one of the most irritating plays in professional football. We're going to show it to you again to see if the ruling on the field or the eventual replay review was correct, but still tough luck for the Bears.
Back to make it manageable on 3rd.
Brissett, little pop out of the backfield, Marlon Mack, and it disconnected. 3rd and 15.
And before 3rd and 15, so here was the play. Mitchell Trubisky moving the Bears down the field. 3rd and 13. Well-designed screenplay. Benny Cunningham has room. First down. Now he's thinking touchdown. Dives from the pylon, knocks it over. You see the ball comes loose. But it all happened bang, bang, bang. And the official on the sideline said he stepped out of bounds before any of that happened. Well, John Fox elected to challenge it, right? It was going to be 1st and goal if he just lets this thing go. 1st and goal at the 3-yard line. But on this play, they say the football comes loose as he was in bounds, diving for the pylon. Then it goes out of bounds in a fumble. Pylon, fumble, or actually fumble, pylon in that order means touchback. And there it is. That's a pretty good replay review right there. Ball was coming loose. You can't do that. So Green Bay, instead of giving up a touchdown or a 1st and goal, catches a break and gets a touchback possession of the football. Okay, while we were explaining that, it was a short play for the Colts. Did not get the first down. So here comes the oldest player in football who's playing against the youngest player in football, Juju Smith-Schuster, on the Steelers.
Kick on its way. And he is a machine, isn't he?
There's about a 24-year difference between Adam Vinatieri and Juju Smith-Schuster, oldest and youngest in the NFL. Strip sack fumble right here in the Bengals-Titans game as Andy Dalton, pocket collapsed on him, lost the football, and the Titans recover. Tennessee is going to be on a 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. That game will go to live right now in Nashville.
After the penalty, chase back and forcing to throw it away, and a good rush by Carlos Dunlap. Good pressure by Dunlap, 2-time Pro Bowler, on Mariota, and that will bring up 2nd and 9, 2nd and goal at the 9.
And it's good. Dunlap doesn't buy the boot keep, the fake. He pressures Mariota. Mariota just throws out of bounds, says, all right, we're good. Now, this is a place in the field, the red zone. He hasn't been as good, but he's never turned the ball over down here. And we saw them working exclusively with Eric Decker. They spent 20 minutes in practice working on red zone on Friday. See if they can find a target for him.
Murray is lined up. First as a receiver, now as a blocker for Mariota, who has a big run so far into the end zone and out of bounds at the 1. Good block that time by DeMarco Murray. And so it'll be 3rd and goal from the 1 coming up for the Titans.
Apparently Mariota is...
Scary scene in Buffalo. The game has come to a stop. There's a player down and an ambulance on the field. The player down is New Orleans number 36, Daniel Lasco. He's a backup running back. He was running down on the kickoff, covering the kick after the Saints' latest score. And you see that the game has been, well, stopped for a couple of minutes now. Sean Payton and his team obviously concerned, and the ambulance out onto the field. And this is a city in Buffalo, remember, that saw the Kevin Everett play. Boy, it's been, what, maybe almost a decade ago on a kickoff. And we hope the best for Daniel Lasco. Looks like he's holding up one hand there, maybe trying to give a thumbs up. We'll give you an update when we get it from Buffalo.
You know, you hope these situations that it's just a precautionary.
To be more disciplined than that. Now they've lost him for the rest of the game.
Well, here it is. Let's take a look right there. There's the stretch. You see guys over the top. They're mixing it up right here. He comes in late.
But it was after that, I guess, that he made contact with the officials, still talking about that previous play. And very unfortunate because the Bengals already down a linebacker with Kevin Minter, their middle backer, out coming into the game, and now Burfict is disqualified.
And you have to know, if you're Burfict, that they've got a target on you in the first place anyhow. I mean, you can't go back and say, I want to get my money's worth because I don't think the last foul was legitimate. You know, you've been talked to. You can't make contact with an official.
1st and goal. He remains on the field. 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. DeMarco Murray leaps and scores. Touchdown for Murray, his 2nd of the game. Well, Mark, you mentioned the undisciplined style of the Cincinnati team, and it's been evident before this season, to be honest. and it rears its ugly head again today.
It certainly does, and you hurt your team because you don't have depth at the linebacker position, and you've just come off the field. Let's see if this is a touchdown as Murray reaches over that goal line. Absolutely looks like a touchdown to me as he gets that ball.
It's tilted back towards Let's pick up the next red zone chance. It is going to be Washington, who I think they're going to have a measurement on the field here, but they're inside of the 20-yard line and have a first down.
He's got the first down by the nose.
Now you've got two similar quarterbacks in this game, guys who have movement skills. So the bootleg is always in play here with Washington, and able to move the pocket if they want to. But think about it this way, Kevin. That running game has now allowed them to have access to the plays downfield.
So Mike Zimmer will challenge this. You can challenge the spot.
Minnesota is challenging the ruling on the field with regard to a first down.
And so that's exactly what they'll do. A challenge from the Vikings. And meanwhile, we'll be back in 30 seconds after this message.
All right, we'll take a quick TV timeout there. It gives us a chance to sneak in the Green Bay Packers Chicago Bears update. Oh, secondary blitz. Brett Hundley didn't pick it up, waited too long. Trayvon LeBlanc comes in to sack the Packers quarterback. Green Bay punts it away. Actually, they're going to have a 3rd and 20 after this big sack, as the corner blitz, well disguised, not even showing the slightest lean until the snap, and then LeBlanc covered a lot of ground, and Hundley couldn't feel the backside pressure until it was too late. Let's go back to Washington, show you what they're challenging.
And you know, it looked initially, Charles, I agree with you that he was a little shy. The problem is his back's to us here, and it's really hard to see. I think exactly. See, you can kind of tell right there.
Is that where the ball is there?
But let's see, his knee's not totally down.
But he's not down yet, I don't think. See, I think right here. Now watch when he comes down. I think he's keeping his feet. He's still up there, and now he's coming down. So now you see where the ball is, but where's that relation to the line?
After reviewing the play, the runner was down at the 4.5-yard line, short of the line to gain. It'll be 4th down and a half-yard line. Minnesota's not charged a timeout.
But Washington's offense is going to go back on the field on 4th down. They went for it earlier, got it.
Yep.
Jay Gruden and Bolden wants to go ahead and do it again.
You know, it's a tough call, and because the call on the field was what it was, I'm a little surprised they overturned it, but you could certainly see.
I thought it was clear that he didn't get there based on our unofficial line.
So now they will go on a 4th and half a yard. And they'll run it. And they'll get it. P-Ryan! Shy of the goal, but he's got a first down.
And that man right there has given his team so much confidence over the last 2 weeks. We don't have guys ready to play. We'll go play anyway up in Seattle, and they won. Okay, we've got guys back. Let me show some confidence in you. And we're going to go for it on 4th down twice in this game and pick it up both times. Jay Gruden setting the tone for this Washington team.
And on this Veterans Day weekend, saluting our servicemen and women. A lot of them here today.
Army and Navy both won yesterday, by the way.
Ty Nseki comes in as an extra lineman. And we get whistles, and this play will not go. And so a timeout for Washington as the play clock was running down.
All right, play clock running down. They get a quick timeout there in Washington. You probably noticed when DeMarco Murray scored his touchdown, Vontaze Burfict was on the sideline. Well, Vontaze Burfict's out of the game. Burfict, number 55, one of the most polarizing players in the NFL, got a personal foul on, it was this play. So there was a first personal foul they called unnecessary roughness, okay? Then a couple of plays later, as they have the goal-to-go opportunity, Marcus Mariota coming towards the sideline, and Burfict kind of piles on at the end of this play. I don't know if the camera angle is going to show it, but apparently he made contact with an official. But it was basically back-to-back personal foul penalties against number 55 for the Bengals. No stranger to 15-yard penalties against him for extracurricular activities. Burfict tossed out of the game.
Fake to P-Ryan. Cousins looking, firing, end zone, incomplete. There wasn't much room there, but he tried to fire it into Vernon Davis. Sendejo on the coverage.
And the throw, people are going to say, wasn't he covered? Why did he throw it? Well, to Kirk Cousins, because Andrew Sendejo's back was to him. Watch 34. Now watch the coverage, okay? The back of his helmet is what he sees. So that means to Kirk Cousins, it's hard for him to make a play on the football. So I put it up there and give Vernon Davis a chance, and it's there. But Sendejo, given a second chance when the ball came down, was able to pop it free.
Ryan Anderson, a linebacker in the game at fullback now for P. Ryan, who gets it. P. Ryan up the middle. And no signal yet. No, he's going to be a little shy. And it'll be a 3rd and goal from inside the 1.
And that's another adjustment by Washington. Matt Ioannidis is often this guy right here. Defensive lineman who's out with a broken hand. So they had to get Ryan Anderson up and ready to go last week. He's serving in that role now because Niles Paul is also inactive, who's the first guy that does that, normally a tight end.
Redskins go with an extra lineman here. 3rd down and goal. A sneak by Cousins. Did he get enough? Still pushing. No signal. They're trying to find the football right now. Where is it? Touchdown!
Okay, this is how not to run a quarterback sneak yet still score. He's too high in his stance. Kirk Cousins, when he takes the snap, and I think he bobbled it initially, and that might have thrown him off. So what he has to do, though, is you take that snap, Kevin, and you get low and burrow. But he fumbled it and bobbled it, so he couldn't get low there. But all the extra push and that offensive line working, and Ryan Anderson right there, grinding from behind and pushing, and P. Ryan, 32, helped get him across the goal line.
Where is...
And look at that. Look at Kendricks working on the football, and Kirk Cousins holding it with both hands, wrestling it away from the linebacker of Minnesota to keep it.
Minnesota's defense only gives up 17 points a game. Washington's going to have 17 in the first half. Next closest team, the Bengals.
And he nails a 1st down pass to Brandon LaFell. Been a popular receiver for him today and gets 12 more.
The Gatorade game rewind shows us the Bengals earlier in the drive, in fact in their own territory, run a shovel pass to Brandon LaFell. That's a curious design on the play, with the wide receiver coming behind the line of scrimmage to catch the shovel and take it 25 yards for the big gainer on this drive.
Don't give up on it.
The 2-minute warning.
As we hit the 2-minute warning, if you don't give up on it, you've got an opportunity to use it to your advantage in the play action.
5 catches, 86.
Bookmark it for 1st and goal for Cincinnati when they come out of the 2-minute warning timeout. Next closest team, probably the New Orleans Saints, up 14-3 in Buffalo territory.
I mean, that's awesome. Big 3rd down here for the Buffalo Bills defense. Again, they continue to march up and down the field on this unit. They need a stop. Saints go down and score here, Kenny. I just don't think that the Bills offense has enough to get back in this football game. Huge 3rd and 5 here.
And the Saints will get the ball first following halftime. Saints are 3 for 4 on 3rd down today. As Breeze throws, it's Thomas, makes the catch, hurdles a defender, and is finally brought down at the 10-yard line by Jordan Poyer. 28 yards on that catch and run by Thomas, who's had an outstanding first half. That takes us to the 2-minute warning with the Saints in the red zone.
All right, we've got good action in those 2 games, but both those games are at the 2-minute warning timeout. We are bookmarked on the Bengals drive, 1st and goal from the 9. It'll be 1st and goal from right at the 10-yard line for the Saints when they come out of the 2-minute warning timeout. Big picture, 8 games going on across the National Football League. First place New Orleans with the lead on the road. First place Pittsburgh trailing by 10 at the 2-minute warning in Indy. First place Minnesota trailing by a field goal. And first place Tennessee at home against the Bengals up by 8. We'll check out the Browns while we're waiting for those 2-minute warning timeouts.
2nd and 10. Kaiser has time, steps up and delivers. That's DeVal. Ball is loose. Lions have it. Lawson the recovery. Wasn't touched. Lawson into the end zone. No flags.
It's their 4th defensive touchdown of the season for the Lions. This is beautiful by Nevin Lawson. Form them up, stand them up, grab the ball, get it out of there, recover it, get off the ground, and go get you 6.
Out of the 2-minute warning timeout as the Lions have taken the lead on the fumble recovery for the touchdown. It's 1st and goal from the 9 here in Nashville.
Tyler Croft, the tight end, split wide right. And ball is loose, fumbled by Dalton, and Tennessee gets it back. And it's Morgan, Derek Morgan, who recovers his 2nd fumble of this first half. How unfortunate for the Bengals in prime position here.
Hits him right in the hands. Andy Dalton, the ball is up, hits him right in the hands, just bounces, doesn't secure it. And oftentimes when you're pulling out, you've got to run a fake to the opposite side. You just don't secure the ball. You can tell Andy Dalton just so disappointed.
Oh, missed opportunity for the Bengals. Could have tied it up with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. The most sacked quarterback in football? How'd you guess? Jacoby Brissett goes down in the hands of a couple of Pittsburgh Steelers. Bud Dupree, one of the guys who's going to get at least a half a sack on that play. Okay, out of the 2-minute warning timeout here. New Orleans with the 11-point lead, 1st and goal from the 10.
7 receptions, 91 yards for Michael Thomas. Off the fake to Ingram. Breeze swings it out, but it was behind Brandon Coleman.
Trying to get play pass and draw up the underneath defense here. And this is the end of the play. Drew Brees is looking for Michael Thomas, but he sees they're not buying. Just a miscommunication. Really, Brandon Coleman should have been sitting down there in the flat because he's the check down option for Drew Brees, and acknowledge they're off the same pages.
8th play of the drive for the Saints.
The Bengals just turned the Tennessee Titans over one play after they turned it over.
This is Kamara. And he will go nowhere.
Big hit, Lorenzo Alexander. Lorenzo Alexander.
You see the replay on the right side of the screen. Darquez Denard picks off Marcus Mariota. The penalty flag was against Tennessee and declined. Cincinnati now has it 1st and goal again after giving it away.
Marcus, you had a hamstring pull not long ago. So it'll be 1st and goal at the 4 now for Cincinnati, and a new life for Andy Dalton. And here's Mixon, and Mixon goes in for the touchdown. And so the emotions go from low to high in a hurry for the Bengals. Fumble, and then the interception.
I like the fact that he's on track right here. Coming down, look at him. Puts his feet in the ground, gets that cutback, but you have to press that hole. You press that hole, you get everybody flowing, fast flowing across the field.
Hold this to a field goal opportunity. You give yourself a chance. Crowd gets into it down here in the red area. Let's see what they got for him.
Empty backfield. Play clock is at 3, and that forces the Saints to use their 2nd timeout.
Okay, a lot of these games under the 2-minute warning timeout in the first half. Timeout for the Saints. First red zone opportunity that I can remember for the Jets on the day.
McCown. Oh, caught on the ricochet. Curse. Knocked away because it went off of Severian Jenkins, am I correct? Or did he drop the ball?
No, he didn't catch it. This is a dangerous throw.
Wow.
Once again by Josh McCown. He's not able to get his feet set. Chris Conte almost picks that off.
Bounced right there. We didn't see it.
In the back of the end zone.
We were blocked out from our perch, and
that was a force late down the middle. You can't do that, obviously, if you're Josh McCown.
I know he's watching the Saints root for his hometown team here. 2 tours in Vietnam, Kenny. Much appreciation for the vets.
Absolutely. Sure, he's enjoyed the first half. There's Kamara. And he is down at the 4-yard line.
McGuire out of the backfield with a block, and then he runs, and look out from behind. Here comes Beckwith. Kendall Beckwith out of LSU, the rookie.
The screens of the New Orleans Saints, and you said, well, it's really in the job description of the defensive line. So they've been coaching them up all week long to turn and rally and make tackles.
On this drive has gotten McGuire for 10 and Anderson for 14, make it 11 and 20 on 3rd and long, 3rd and 18 here. McGuire, flag, and out of bounds about the 18-yard line, wrestled away by Ryan Smith.
Obviously, Kevin, obviously on 3rd and 18, you don't want to take a timeout there.
And another Jet penalty.
Lutz from 23 to extend the Saints lead. It is now 17-3.
3rd and 18, if you're the quarterback, you're thinking completion, you're just trying to be smart with the football. You obviously can't have a turnover or a sack in that part of the field.
The Los Angeles Chargers have been sluggish on offense. Give a lot of credit to the great Jacksonville defense. Chargers getting shut out in the first half. They're in a 2-minute drill. They are in field goal range. Back and forth, Jets and Chargers.
Double-digit sack total coming into today's game. It has been the Achilles heel of this defense.
Powell is in. 3rd and 28, wrapped up with a nice Levante David tackle.
Mike Williams at the top of your screen. Under a minute to go, first half. Rivers to Eckler. Eckler gets away, trying to tightrope down the sideline. He stayed in bounds. Touchdown, LA! What a play by the rookie, Austin Eckler. They will take another look to make sure Eckler did not step out of bounds.
Veteran quarterbacks know how to close the deal. Phillip Rivers on that drive, 4 out of 5, 87 yards. They're backed up in the shadow of their end zone. Click, click, click. The big play
right
on
here.
3rd
Watch
down.
This step.
The second step, the second right foot. That's where it helps when you only wear about a size 9.5, like Eckler has. Big 14 would have been totally out of bounds.
This step.
You've got to have irrefutable, visible evidence.
Razor thin margin there. Ruling on the field was a touchdown. Jets took the clock down to 3 seconds. And, okay, try and ice the kicker in the first half. I got it. All right.
And it's been changed. This one is going to stand.
Now you can't assume that even though you did not see green grass, you can't assume that there wasn't any there because of the angle right down the field. So this play has been confirmed. It is the second receiving touchdown of the season for Eckler, 3rd overall. And now here's Nick Novak to give LA the lead. Extra point is good. And with 47 seconds to go.
51.
All right, this will be the final play of the first half here in Tampa, barring a penalty. It's got a couple of other teams in the hurry-up offense we'll get to in just a moment.
47-yard try to get on the board and tie the game. Canton 0.
Down the middle.
And he will get it as time expires. 47.
And that is not the most high-scoring game there. 3-3 Jets and Buccaneers. We'll get you to the second half when they get going. Minute and 17 seconds here. Timeout Cleveland. We could pick up either the Chicago drive maybe or the Pittsburgh drive. We're going to have Minnesota and Washington in a key situation coming out of the 2-minute warning timeout. Where do we want to go, guys? Pittsburgh or, yep, we can pick up the Pittsburgh drive here. Pittsburgh being shut out in the first half by the worst scoring team in the NFL, the Colts.
Roethlisberger sideline, and that is caught by Antonio Brown and out of bounds short of the 20.
Yeah, that is the worst scoring defense in the league, and the Colts, they give up 29 points a game, but they're shutting out the high-octane Pittsburgh Steelers. Goal-to-go opportunity, Minnesota.
Who gets dropped for a loss by Zach Brown.
And we called his name a lot in Seattle, not as much today, but the speed of Zach Brown diagnosing All right, look at him stacked behind Ryan Kerrigan.
If you take a knee, I think if you're on offense, you try and come up with something when the Colts get the ball back instead of just taking a knee.
From 41 yards out, Boswell looking for the Steelers' first points of the day. And he's got it.
Kyle Rudolph in the red zone, their tight end, can be lethal.
Oh, yeah.
He has 7 catches this year in the red zone already, and he likes to score touchdowns.
All right, stoppage on the field in Washington. You've got Deshaun Kaiser in the hurry up. 40 seconds remain first half.
From the Lions defense.
Kaiser's going to run for it. Inside the 10, Kaiser taking on tacklers. They're out of timeouts. Kaiser letting them hear about it. Quandre Diggs, 18 yards in the burst. Now Kaiser trying to quickly get them to the line of scrimmage to spike it. And you see the Lion defender unable to get off the line.
Be a second down and goal from the 6. Rudolph in motion. Keenum, pressure from Kerrigan, steps away, fires on the run, it is caught! Unbelievable! It's like glue on his hands from Thielen.
Well, earlier this year we saw Duck, Grey Goose. Yeah, get it right in Minnesota now. And now we're seeing them hopping over each other. But watch the hands of Adam Thielen. Watch the gloves. Look at him just snatch that one. Strong hands, takes it to the ground. Yeah, the ball hits the ground, but that's because he's got both hands wrapped around it. That should be a touchdown.
That is unbelievable.
He's got full control of that football. It can hit the ground.
Hey, they say it's a kid's game, right? We've seen hopscotch, we've seen duck, duck, goose, we've seen hide and seek. Now we see leapfrog right there. What's still hopscotch to go? Maybe pick up sticks, something else later on in the year. All right, 19 seconds. It's a goal-to-go opportunity. No timeouts for Cleveland.
I think the downs are more important, but you could get a quarterback draw here in this look with a spread formation.
Duke Johnson, bottom of your picture. Kaiser fade pass, end zone to Njoku. Was he in bounds? Officials conferencing. It was Njoku against Whitehead, and now they say incomplete.
Yeah, he failed to get his left foot in bounds as he's falling backward. You see the right foot here and the left foot out of bounds, and that's a really good call. Good coverage out there by the middle linebacker, Tyre Whitehead, who's been all over the place. You know, Njoku is one of those guys on this team that they
close, but they got it correct on the first live look at it. Incomplete pass. Connor Barth capped off a Mitchell Trubisky 2-minute drill in Chicago, and that field goal is good, so make it 10-3. Actually, should be 10-6 right now. I believe it's 10-6 or 10-3 in Chicago. Pardon me, I'll check that in just a moment. Yeah, it is 10-6.
And we know Cleveland is out of timeouts. Was this an officiating decision here?
All right, Titans in a 2-minute drill on the final play of the half have a Ryan Suckup 44-yard field goal. That'll get it done. So that's one of the high-scoring games of the day, 17-13 as we hit the halftime locker room. The other high-scoring game, the 21-17 contest between the Vikings and Skins.
Team could stop the clock. Adam, seems to be a lot of confusion among the officials.
That's what I say.
After discussion, it is second down. Please reset the play clock to 10 seconds. 10 seconds, please.
So that goes back to the spike. Had it been a spike, then it would have been third down, but because of the timeout that was called, Cleveland gets the extra down, and they were just trying to get that straightened out.
Second and goal. They're going to lunge for this here. Now they can't stop the clock.
Well, you got to get set. The Lions are trying to stay on him right now to make sure he can't get up. And I don't think they're going to be able to get this ball off. They're not going to be able to.
Well, there's a penalty flag thrown from the bottom of your picture. Another flag thrown.
You could get a delay of game on the defense potentially right here. But it was a really good job by the Lions
Well, I tell you what, considering you're out of timeouts, it's a huge gamble to call a run play when you're unable to stop the clock, assuming you're unable to get into the end zone.
You know, at a minimum, you're going to burn time.
Oh my
Dumps
Browns.
it to McKinnon. Gets a good block.
Minnesota has it with a chance to score before the half. 90 seconds remain. Vikings have judiciously saved all 3 of their timeouts.
How about Pat Elflein in the center, the rookie, getting out. Now watch him get out and make the key block on this play on the screen. 65 running, makes a nice block right there. And that allows McKinnon to get upfield in a big way. Look at that on Zach Brown. And Zach Brown's speed, for once, not able to get him past the block
of the first half.
Boy, Cleveland coming out of that with no points is disastrous.
Comes back and gets a second block to allow McKinnon to get up.
You know, and that's, I mean, that's a quarterback sneak from, you know, over 2 yards out. I don't love that call at all. You know, I'm not sure what Hugh Jackson was thinking right there. Either DeShone Kizer messed up the play and didn't hand it off, or, you know, you see Duke Johnson right there is pretty upset in the backfield. It seems like maybe he was expecting to get the ball, but nothing about that sequence turned out the way it should have. I'd be surprised.
Wow.
You know, for some reason, Charles, with 2 minutes to go in the game or in the first half, Redskins haven't figured it out. And the same thing, they just allowed a touchdown. This unit's been pretty good, but they have gotten killed in those key moments. So here we are, 2nd down and 1. And they'll run it to Murray. Big hole, 1st down and more. Murray is tackled down at the 1. You could have ran a max.
All right, Game Rewind brought to you by Gatorade shows you Washington thinking they can get points before the half, pressing the gas pedal on the 2-minute drill, and Kirk Cousins just overshoots his target. Ball gets intercepted, and Minnesota has set up for a chance to extend their lead. They're going to have it 1st and goal from the 1-yard line here when the next snap happens. The clock is still running right now, by the way. Going to be under 30 seconds when Minnesota runs their next play.
3 tight ends for Minnesota on a 1st and goal. They line McKinnon up now. That comes in motion. McKinnon, fake to him. Keenum going to dump it off. It's a touchdown to the backup tight end, Morgan. And that's Morgan's 1st career touchdown.
So how about all the movement on that play to obscure what they wanted to do? Here comes McKinnon back, what's going to look like a jet sweep. Morgan, 89, blocks down and then comes back out here. And Keenum, it's one-on-one. They leave a guy unblocked, but they allow Keenum's athleticism to handle that with Ryan Kerrigan. You beat him one-on-one, stay on your feet, and find a way to get the throw over the top.
Extra point is up and good. And so the interception by Alexander, the 1st of his career. The touchdown catch by Morgan, the 1st of his career. And bang, just like that, 14 unanswered for Minnesota. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this message from Lowe's.
All right, that's the final of the 8 games to have time remaining in the first half. A fancy way of saying that all 7 other games have hit the halftime locker room. We'll get you back for the kickoff there at FedEx Field in just a moment, where the 1st place Minnesota Vikings, opportunistic defense now coming through to cash in on their latest touchdown to go up 28-17. The other 1st place teams, the Tennessee Titans, take the lead at the half, 17-3 over the Bengals. The 1st place Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh's got to get that offense going. The Colts defense gives up 29 points per game, but is holding the Steelers to 3 points in Indianapolis at the half. And the 1st place New Orleans Saints looking pretty good, up 2 touchdowns against a very good Buffalo Bills team at home. Buffalo has not lost this year in their home stadium. The catchphrase there is defend our dirt. They got to do it in the second half if they're going to get the victory over the 1st place New Orleans Saints. All right, final 22 seconds of the half, and we should be getting a 3rd quarter kickoff in about 2 minutes.
All the week, Bridgewater coming back activated, which is a great story because he's a wonderful person, and By the way, he's a Pro Bowl quarterback, and he looked great in warm-ups. And Coach Mike Zimmer telling us flat out he will play at some point. All Case Keenum has done is throw for 188 yards, 11 of 14, 3 touchdowns, and no picks. How's that for an answer?
Resounding.
Indeed. Some boos as we go to break with the Vikings offense going nuts here in Washington. 28-17 your score at the break. Let's take a look at some fun from week 9.
And that'll put all 8 games now into the halftime locker room, everyone. Welcome back inside of the NFL Red Zone studios. Scott Hansen here taking you through week number 10 of the National Football League regular season. A reminder that after these 8 games conclude, 3 more games in the late afternoon window, including the first place Los Angeles Rams at home today against the Houston Texans. A couple of high scoring teams, albeit without Deshaun Watson for the Texans. Last week, as we kicked off the NFL's Salute to Service month, we had you do the hashtag Salute to Service on Twitter, and the NFL donated $5 for every tweet that incorporated hashtag Salute to Service. Well, our grand tally over the last 7 days of that campaign being active, the NFL donated right around $1.8 million to our nonprofit military partners, including the USO, the Pat Tillman Foundation, the Wounded Warrior Project, and TAPS. We thank you so much for being active on Twitter, on all your social media platforms with the hashtag Salute to Service, as we're obviously now in Veterans Day weekend here, and all of these games that you're seeing now at their home stadiums with the Salute to Service campaign ongoing across pro football. Thank you for participating if you're just a fan of football or a fan of our military, and if you have or do serve in our military, thank you for fighting to protect our freedoms, ladies and gentlemen. All right, 1 more minute to kill before the second half kickoffs here. We got to go back to Ford Field. The Lions and the Browns. So the Browns jump out to a 10-0 lead. They hadn't had a double-digit lead all year. First quarter, they're putting it together, offense and defense. They're up 10-0. Lions roar back to take the lead. But right before the half, the Browns, with the rookie quarterback Deshaun Watson, move it down the field, Deshaun Kaiser, that is, move it down the field. They have no timeouts, though, and the ball's at the 2.5 yard line. And here's what they decide to do.
To 10 seconds. 10 seconds, please.
So that goes back to the spike. Had it been a spike, then it would have been 3rd down, but because of the timeout that was called, Cleveland gets the extra down, and they were just trying to get that straightened out.
2nd and goal. They're going to lunge for this here. Now they can't stop the clock.
Well, you got to get set. The Lions are trying to stay on him right now to make sure he can't get up, and I don't think they're going to be able to get this ball off. They're not going to be able to.
Well, there's a penalty flag thrown from the bottom of your picture. Another flag thrown.
You could get a delay of game on the defense potentially right here. But it was a really good job by the Lions.
Well, I tell you what, considering you're out of timeouts, it's a huge gamble to call a run play when you're unable to stop the clock, assuming you're unable to get into the end zone.
You know, at a minimum, you're going to burn 10 to 12 seconds off the clock. And, you know, if the Lions play it right and they don't allow you to get up, such was the case in this play. You see Kaiser struggling for yards. That's a risky move right there for Hugh Jackson. Now, maybe on the previous play where you have about 17 seconds, but 10, 12 seconds, you're cutting it close.
The clock went to 0 prior to any snap. Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 29, occurred after the half was over. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. That's the end of the first half.
Well, Cleveland coming out of that with no points is disastrous.
You know, and that's, I mean.
And as livid as Hugh Jackson was at what he saw his players on the field do while there was time on the clock, he came over, as you just saw at the end of the half, and tried to calm down the rookie quarterback. Still 30 more minutes to play there in Detroit. Wanted to give you one more look at that. I do have an update for you on Daniel Lasco. He's the New Orleans Saints player who was injured covering a kickoff in the Saints-Bills game. The ambulance came onto the field for the backup running back. This was the scene in Buffalo in the first half. Game shut down for several minutes as they attended to him. They have taken him to a local hospital. Daniel Lasco, it is a spinal injury, they are referring to it as, and he does have feeling in his extremities. That is the best report we've heard so far, is that Lasco does have feeling in his extremities in a Buffalo area hospital. If we have anything further, we'll pass it along, but a frightening scene there, and we know he's in good hands of some of the best medical professionals in the country who work for their respective NFL teams. Two more injury updates that would affect things in terms of fantasy football for some people. Both of the running backs for the Green Bay Packers have been injured today. Aaron Jones, who was getting the lion's share of the carries, was kind of considered the starting running back, out of the game with a knee injury, and they say Aaron Jones will not return for Green Bay. Ty Montgomery filled in for him then, kind of doing the running back by committee thing anyway. Montgomery apparently suffered some type of an injury, but they're not saying what it is. He went into the locker room early there in the Green Bay game against Chicago. We do not know if Ty Montgomery will come back into the second half. We'll get you to Chicago and Green Bay when they resume. This is the first game to kick off in the third quarter here, 3rd and 10 for the Bucs.
And that is grabbed by Deshaun Jackson. Coverage in the play by Roberts. The gain is 19 on 3rd and 10, and put him down to the New York Jet 28.
Well, you get the clear out route, and then you get the in route by Deshaun, and the tight end's going to leak out to the flat late. But look how the clear out inside the number 2 receiver opens up things for Deshaun Jackson.
Here's a 1st and 10 run by Martin. Breaking a couple tackles. Roberts couldn't bring him down, holding on for dear life as Marcus May. A flag has been thrown back at the 32. Gain of 14 as it stands. He's at the 14 of the Jets.
Holding. Offense, number 76. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Colin Donovan Smith, left tackle starter.
I actually thought this was a good block. Just watch him. He's just going to take the defensive end and he's just going to throw him to the ground. You see Ely? Watch. Boom. Wow. What's wrong with that? Watch. Get out of the way. I don't know.
Like he's a rag doll.
Can't do that.
And Ely's a big guy.
I see he can't grab and get it. Looked like a good block to me, though.
1st and 20. It's back now to the 38-yard line. Where's Rogers back there as a running back? Here's a little pass caught by Adam Humphries out of Clemson. He picks up 4. He's been quiet today. 34-yard line is where he goes. And tackled by Bill.
All right, Green Bay and Chicago kick off to start the 3rd quarter. You see a lot of the folks went for shelter, I think, at Soldier Field, or maybe a refreshment. Stands a little bit empty there at Soldier Field as nasty weather has hit just off of Lake Michigan, as it often does this time of year. That was Trevor Davis on the kick return, and I will let you know that Ty Montgomery was not the running back on the first play from scrimmage of the 3rd quarter for the Packers. It was Jamal Williams at running back for Green Bay.
Then he's brought down by Freddie Bishop on a gain of 3. He's down to the 31. You know, you mentioned this earlier, Rich, about the Buccaneers and their nice finish in 9-7 a season ago. It surprised a lot of people. They have not been able to build off of last season's success.
Well, look, I think they've had some distractions along the way. Obviously, they had the hard knocks. They had the hurricane week 1, and they just got off to, kind of a rough start. And, it just, for whatever reason, Kevin hasn't come together for the Bucs. But as I said, I'm curious to see what they do in the second half of the season. How much leadership, how much toughness, how much resolve do they have to finish strong and make this thing interesting?
Jack Nickel, and that is a 3rd and 13 incompletion. Downfield, they're looking for Godwin. There are all kinds of white defensive Jet jerseys.
All right, Green Bay moved it into Chicago territory, and Brett Hundley on 3rd and 6 rolls out. Nice pitch and catch. Randall Cobb moved the sticks with about a 6.5-yard gain on 3rd and 6. And this was a 3rd and 6 in New Orleans opening possession of the 3rd quarter. Flip it out to Alvin Kamara, and he just finds a way. He's not the biggest guy. He's got great speed, but he is able to kind of slither through DBs at times. That's a 12-yard pickup for the rookie out of Tennessee. He has 49 scrimmage yards. 3rd quarter underway between the Colts and Steelers.
New set of downs for Indianapolis. Play fake. They're set. Wide open down the field, complete to Chester Rogers. Rogers 15, 10, 5, and touchdown.
Well, if you're the Colts, that's exactly how you want to start the second half. Steelers defensively thinking they've made some adjustments at halftime. Instead, Colts come out and able to get a big play. So much attention is placed on T.Y. Hilton. So watch the safety. The safety here is going to work to this side of the field. This is where the touchdown happens. So the corner believes he has some help in the middle of the field, but instead the help is more to T.Y. Hilton's side of the field. That allows that seam route right up the numbers. Mike Mitchell was favoring to the side. He was the safety that was favoring to the side to T.Y. Hilton.
If they didn't already, the Colts have the Steelers' full attention. Indianapolis 17, Pittsburgh 3. Still early second half in that one. We have a red zone opportunity for Green Bay.
Nice job of Jordy Nelson getting in the way of potential defenders.
Fan out, 5-2. 10. Ready, go.
Packers trying to add to this 10-6 lead. They put it in the hands of Devontae Adams. We remember the last time the Packers and the Bears got together. That was in week 4. And Adams took that vicious blow delivered by Danny Trevathan. He wound up spending the night in a hospital. And then
we were on the Buccaneers drive. You saw that it was 3rd down and long, and Fitzpatrick's pass attempt went incomplete. So make it a 49-yard field goal attempt. Patrick Murray does his job. It's all field goals between the Bucs and the Jets. Tampa Bay 6, New York 3.
It's a direct snap to Cobb.
And they're going to run the option. How about that? Randall Cobb on the keeper. And he's short of a first down. It'll bring up 3rd down if you didn't see this hit.
And this was an update on the Browns' first possession of the 3rd quarter. Isaiah Crowell with a 21-yard pickup. He's got 52 yards on the day. We'll keep you posted on Cleveland and Detroit. As we cut back here to the Green Bay drive, Ty Montgomery is out for the rest of the day. So Aaron Jones out at the running back position for the Packers. Ty Montgomery out with an injury for Green Bay.
Trevathan here today. Hundley out of the shotgun. Pump fake, now in trouble. Being chased and finally just throws it away, and wisely so. That would have been close to a 25-yard loss.
Los Angeles Chargers just shy of the red zone on a 2nd and short, and it's going to be 3rd and now a little bit longer as Melvin Gordon gets dumped for a loss. Back and forth, Chargers, Packers.
Up by this Jaguars defense.
For most teams, this would be a read option with Phillip Rivers reading his backside, but Phillip Rivers doesn't run the ball. They don't have that in the repertoire.
And Fuller, good communication in that back end.
Crosby 24 yards out and made 47 in a row inside of 30 yards. And you can tack on another 48 in a row.
Rivers, quick pass. Eckler again. He's got the 1st and more. Eckler at the 5, dives, and he's in for the touchdown. Austin Eckler, have a day, my friend. His 2nd of the game, and LA increases their lead.
You might want to call them rub routes. You might want to call them pick routes. Telvin Smith took his helmet off, threw it down. I don't know if that's for the flags, but he's in coverage, and you saw Keenan Allen run right through him. That's offensive pass interference that did not get called the first time around.
There are 2 flags.
Ruling on the field is a touchdown after the play was over. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense, number 50. A 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
Took his helmet off, but Keenan Allen ran.
It's Kamara. Kamara inside the 10. Out of bounds.
Double box in the Saints, and you can see Alvin Kamara, the rookie, taking it now inside the red zone. In fact, inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal for the Saints after that big pickup for number 41. The extra point ready to be kicked. Those penalties came after the Austin Eckler touchdown. Austin Eckler with 2 almost identical looking touchdowns up the right sideline for Los Angeles. And the road team has a 14-6 lead in Jacksonville. Live to Buffalo.
7 yards already on the ground for the Saints.
More yards than the Bills have on offense all game. First and goal from the 5 on the toss. It's Kamara, and he is in for a touchdown.
They are running so much of this ghost motion. Ted Ginn running across the formation, distracting the eyes of the defenders of the Buffalo Bills. And then you just get the ball on the edge to Alvin Kamara, and he's working on it. Look, this is a tough situation for Shaq Lawson. Got a dynamic young runner with speed and agility and just no chance. Easy touchdown drive for the New Orleans Saints, all set up by that offsides by Ramon Hunger.
Touchdown in 3 straight.
Game rewind presented by Gatorade as the running back by committee for the Saints has been working, and their star second-year wide receiver has been doing it. Mike Thomas, 21-yard pickup on that one. Michael Thomas has 8 catches for 112 yards, and we've just started the second half. Big day for Drew Brees, big day for Thomas, big day for both of the running backs, Kamara and Ingram, who have a combined 3 touchdowns as the Saints lead 24-3 at Buffalo.
Contested catch here.
We are on the Cleveland Drive. Let's come back to Ford Field.
Able to run it about 23 times per game. So a heck of a way to come out, start the second half on the ground, taking it right to the Lions defense. Here's Crowell bouncing to the outside, and he's in for the end zone. And look at the Cleveland Browns throwing a punch right back. Wow, Tyre Whitehead, the linebacker, has to go. He gets caught in no man's land. He's responsible. He has to scrape over the edge. He has to get outside and be right there to make the play. He gets caught inside, and there's nobody.
So whatever it was that stalled the Browns there at the end of the first half, they shook it off in the halftime locker room, and they're in the end zone, tied up at 17, Browns-Lions. All right, Pittsburgh and Minnesota at or near the red zone.
Starts and stops a couple of times, and this time the Colts defense closes in, led by Antonio Morrison and Jabal Shear.
Well, and I think before the Colt fans get too fired up, the Colts are dealing with tons of players on IR. You're not going to get any sympathy from the Indianapolis fans, but this part of the field is where the Steelers have struggled, settling for 7 field goals over the last 2 weeks, and their production in the red zone.
5+ receptions in every game this year for him. Nobody else in the league has done that. I don't know what else you need to see. He's a flat-out star. And like you said, Charles, just because he wasn't recruited out of high school, which is amazing to me. Look at all these Vikings fans.
That's not normal here. This is one of the best supported teams in the NFL. It's not normal that a visiting crowd kind of takes over.
They've got the skull chants going in Landover. Interesting. 1st and 10. Murray is a single back. He gets it. Latavius Murray straight up the gut and upended down around the 6.
Now this offensive line, Kevin, of Minnesota, we talked about how great it's been for Washington to get their band back together. This Minnesota band is back together too. Nick Easton had missed the previous 3 games at left guard. He's back. So now you've got everyone there except for Mike Rimmers, the right tackle, and they've been very physical today, and they haven't been tremendous runs, but they've been good runs, and it's established a line of scrimmage.
Thiel in the bottom of your screen matched up against Josh Norman here on a 2nd down and 5. Fake the run. Enum backpedaling, in trouble, throws across his body, incomplete. He was looking for Stephon Diggs, but Swearinger was there.
Le'Veon Bell in the backfield. Do they throw it? Do they run it?
I think they're going to run it.
Bell has the 1st down and more. Inside the 10 to the 8, it'll be 1st and goal.
Heck of a job here, revamping this Minnesota offensive line, getting Riley Reiff in and Mike Rimmers as free agents, drafting Pat Elflein. And today, we're seeing the evidence of that. They're controlling things up front.
3rd down and 5. Keenum sets it up near side in the slot, and it's good for a touchdown. It's right. Second touchdown of the year for Jarius Wright, and Minnesota clicking on all cylinders offensively today.
And just his 8th catch overall, but watch how it's such a team play. He makes the catch. There's a block there by Thielen, 19. Look at all the guys out in front. Treadwell, 11, being one of them. Wide receivers blocking for...
Quick pass underneath. Juju almost to the goal line. And a penalty marker flies as he is brought down at about the 3.
So you saw Case Keenum with a touchdown pass for the Vikings, 34-17 Minnesota. Keenum's passer rating is perfect.
Pass interference, offense, number 17, 10-yard penalty, replay, second down.
The penalty is on Eli Rogers.
Well, they could have called it on either of two guys. You're going to watch the point.
So we were on this drive. It was 1st and goal. They ran a quick play. You saw 2nd and goal live. Back to Case Keenum. 4 touchdown passes for Case Keenum, and we're still early 3rd quarter at FedEx Field in Washington.
Rogers or James on that penalty.
So it is 2nd and goal, but the line of scrimmage now, the 18-yard line. Roethlisberger throwing this side of the field behind Antonio Brown, and the marker is down. Rashawn Melvin was covering.
Now, just with the naked eye, without seeing the replay yet.
Pass interference, defense, number 30. The ball we placed in the spot of the foul. First down, Pittsburgh.
I agree with the crowd here, and anytime you don't turn around.
Gatorade Game Rewind shows you Ben Roethlisberger and the Steelers offense still looking for their first touchdown as Juju Smith-Schuster becoming a big play waiting to happen. The youngest player in the NFL with a big gainer there, helping set up this goal-to-go opportunity.
There are a fair number of Steeler fans here.
You're right. There are a lot of Colts fans upset with that call, but once they see the arms interlocked, and then that ended up being an easy one.
1st and goal from the 7.
Pittsburgh from the 7-yard line, and the Saints just turned over the Bills again, and that's a wide-open touchdown for Juju Smith-Schuster. Steelers in the end zone for the first time today. Extra point can cut that to a 7-point deficit in Indianapolis. It was a defensive lineman with an interception setting up Drew Brees and company for the goal-to-go opportunity. This could be coming a blowout.
From the Bills 3. Following the interception, it's Ingram. There's a flag as Ingram takes it in for his 3rd touchdown today.
Illegal hands to the face. Defense number 21. Penalties decline. Touchdown.
Career high 3rd touchdown of the game.
And here was the play that I was mentioning on the Gatorade Game Rewind. Tyrod Taylor, 3rd and 12, tipped and picked. Charles Clay looked like he had the pass, but it pops in the air, and that is big Sheldon Rankins. All 6'1", 300 pounds of him, rumbling inside of the 5-yard line. The Saints defense is coming alive here in 2017. Oh, but the kicking game lets him down there. Missed extra point, but even still, this thing 30-3, not even midway through the 3rd quarter. All right, that's the biggest blowout of the day so far. Another surprising score in terms of the margin right now. Minnesota all over Washington, 35-17. Everything else fairly close within 1 possession game as everything is now into the 2nd half. That clears up the red zone opportunities. I believe I've given you all the injury updates that I wanted to as well. Let's cut back to the Cincinnati and Tennessee game. 4-point lead here for the home team.
Here he is, dropping back, eyeballing one receiver. Ball gets tipped in the air, and look at Byard going after. He's had 5 picks in the last 2 weeks. You know he wants another one.
Well, he's one behind his goal, I think, that he had down. And here's Hubert's kick, and Jackson looking for field position. Couldn't get in position there, and a fair catch at the 23-yard line where Mariota goes back to work. for Tennessee.
Okay, so we showed you Juju Smith-Schuster scoring the touchdown. We've frozen the video right here on the extra point. Chris Boswell's trying to make this a 7-point game. The CBS crew, I guess they thought it was going to be, well, let's just play the video, but I'm going to tell you the Colts end up with a big play.
And that is blocked and picked off by the Colts. Down the near sideline, Matthias Farley cuts it back and is down inside the 5-yard line.
Well, Jesse James just saved 2 points.
That's pretty good hustle.
And Jordan Berry, the holder, number 4, the two of them getting back, that saves 2 points.
17-9, Colts.
All right, just missed a 2-point play. Indianapolis did, but still a nice job stopping the extra point, making it an 8-point lead for the home team.
They started off 5-0. They lost their quarterback, Bridgewater, right before the season. They lost Adrian Peterson. They lost 4 offensive tackles, essentially. Okay, Zimmer had all the eye surgeries dealing with that. North Turner, the offensive coordinator, left in the middle of the year. Here's Thompson breaking free. Chris Thompson, nice run. And he's got a Washington first down and an injury for Minnesota on the play. It's Xavier Rhodes. It's a huge player down. Their best cornerback.
And he was the one who was in open field one-on-one with Chris Thompson and unable to corral him in the backfield.
Big loss if that's Xavier Rhodes down for any length of time or out of the game for any length of time. No one in the red zone at the moment. No one over the 50. We're going to show, yeah, you know what? One of the best young defenders in the game is doing his thing in that Los Angeles-Jacksonville game. It's Joey Bosa, the top 5 pick from 2 drafts ago, coming in and cleaning up on Blake Bortles right there. Penalty was against Jacksonville and declined. Joey Bosa, 20 career sacks, one of the youngest players we've ever seen get to 20 career sacks, in fact, the second youngest of all time. And they went for it on 4th down. That was 4th down, went for it and did not get it. So Doug Marone's guys turned away there in the 14-6 game. Well, we wanted to pick up the Washington drive. Kirk Cousins wants to discuss it with his offensive coaching staff. Timeout at FedEx Field. No one in the red zone. How about Phillip Rivers? We've been on him a little bit in the 2 touchdowns that he's thrown to his rookie. Let's see what he does here on 3rd and 10.
Pressure coming, and Rivers just throws it away. Telvin Smith came unblocked up the middle, and Rivers had no choice.
Todd Wash did exactly what I said. You bring more than 4. Phillip Rivers not going to take the sack, throwing the ball away in the direction of one of his players. And what's funny, we always talk about Phillip Rivers and how animated he can be. Trust me, I was on the staff. Every word that comes out of his mouth, G-rated.
But there's a lot of words that come out of his mouth. As Malik Jackson
like
says, he loves to talk.
Step away from the punt for the Chargers, back to the Jags. Deshaun Kaiser on 3rd and 7 as the pocket was all in between the hashes. He finds all kinds of room outside the tackle box and scrambles for the first down. Cleveland and Detroit, 17 apiece. Those are the only 2 franchises, Cleveland and Detroit, that have existed for every Super Bowl and have never played in the Super Bowl.
Sometimes he's traveled with people, and it's varied. Josh Doxson at times, Jamison Crowder at times. Sometimes he looks like he's traveling, then they fall back into zone. They do a nice job of playing games in the secondary and don't make it easy for Kirk Cousins to identify coverages.
On 2nd down, Cousins looking left, not there, going back right, fires it down. It is Crowder. Oh, he couldn't make the catch. Crowder looked like he had it there, but just couldn't haul it in.
And you know, it was a low throw. And I know a lot of people watching the game think, why is it so low? What are you doing there? Keep him on his feet. But against these zone defenses, a lot of these NFL quarterbacks throw it low for 2 reasons. 1, so they don't get their receivers hit going through the zones. And 2, if the ball's low, not as likely to pop up on a tip pass and turn into an interception.
That's a good call.
The receivers should be used to going low to get the football.
He's got to have that one. Instead, it's a 3rd down. Cousins has time. Got a loft it deep. He's got Crowder again. And this time he's got it. Jamison Crowder makes amends with a catch, and he gets himself all the way down. They're going to mark it at the 4. It's a hookup of 35. We forgot about the drop, Charles. All good.
All good. And how about the guys up front protecting? Even Chris Thompson gets involved, comes across. So he's got place to step into it. Watch 80. Beats McKenzie off the line of scrimmage. Mackenzie Alexander, number 20. And a nicely thrown ball and an excellent adjustment by Crowder to go get it.
First and goal. They'll fake the run. Cousins firing end zone, and his receiver tripped and fell. Doxson was open too. He just fell down.
Doxson, and how about that move by Doxson? He really gave him the move that said, I'm not in this play. And then he bolts out of there and trips going away. He created excellent space for himself and can't take advantage of it because he probably got so excited to get open, he tripped over his own feet.
Second and goal. Cousins going far side again as a catch. Crowder. Did he get in? No. And he didn't catch it, as a matter of fact, either. He had his hands on it, couldn't make the catch, and a third and goal coming up.
This is just a fire catch, rock, and fire. And he puts it right out there, and Crowder trying to think about getting his feet down as well while possessing the ball, unable to do either.
2 drops from Crowder, even though he caught the big one here. And now a third down and goal.
Isolated Chris Thompson at the top of the screen.
4-man rush. Cousins pumps, resets, looking, fires. It's incomplete. Crowder had his hands on it again and couldn't bring it in. Smith and Sendejo were there to make sure he didn't catch it.
Was this the second play by Sendejo that we've seen today where he pops the ball?
We would assume that it'd be a field goal, which would make it a 15-point game. We'll put it in the double box, though, as the Browns are threatening again, and Isaiah Crowell bangs forward but can't get back even to the original line of scrimmage. I'll show you how the Browns got to the 1-yard line in just a moment.
That was returned earlier by Nevin Lawson, a 44-yard touchdown for the Lions defense. One of the biggest plays he's made.
Doxson fell. Would have been an easy touchdown, and instead they have to settle for a field goal. 21 yards, and it's up and on the board and through. So
this will be the 10th play of the Cleveland drive that began at their own 20. Kaiser's going to sneak it into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. And so the play that didn't work at the end of the first half does here, and the Browns back in front.
This one made a little bit more sense inside, but the offensive line right now is just physically exerting itself on Detroit's front 4. What a drive. All set up by...
Yeah, a little something extra on that quarterback sneak. Gatorade game rewind for the Cleveland Browns. Kaiser, who had a nice scramble earlier on the drive that we showed you, with a beautiful pass here to his tight end, Seth DeValve. Just dragged down shy of the end zone on a 35-yard completion. Kaiser, 15 of 23 for 178. He has thrown for a touchdown and rushed for a touchdown on 57 rushing yards. Cleveland has the lead again, 24-17. Marcus Mariota will do the run-pass option out to Adoree Jackson. And Tennessee's one of the only teams in football that can run a play quite like that. I've seen Carson Wentz and the Eagles try that play, but you got to have a mobile quarterback who you don't mind exposing to some hits occasionally and good outside skill position players. Jackson would qualify as that, as Mariota bangs down, or gets banged down, releasing the football there. In that game, it's still a 4-point lead for Tennessee over Cincinnati. The 15-point lead now between the Vikings and Washington by virtue of the latest Redskins field goal, which was good, as you saw. And nowhere else has a red zone opportunity at the moment. Teams over the 50-yard line. You got the Jags close to the 50, the Jets approaching the 50, and the New Orleans Saints here with the huge 30-3 lead.
Cleveland late in the third quarter.
Like 5-2.
Romero did pick up the first down. Now it's the fullback, Zach Line, his third carry of the season. He wants to join the party.
They're finding it pretty easy to run through this Bills defensive front. I mean, just
here comes a 2nd and 10 for Blake Bortles.
2nd down and 10. Bortles, the slant, caught by Hearns, dragging defenders deeper into Chargers territory. Allen Hearns celebrating his 26th birthday today, and on that play he picks up 19.
And you don't understand how tough of a catch this is, to run that inside slant, to turn around and reach all the way behind you and catch that ball in your hands, and still you secure it, make sure nobody strips it out. Huge play by Allen Hearns.
4 catches, 43 yards for Allen Hearns. It's 1st and 10 from the 35. Play action. Bortles looking end zone for Keelan Cole, and he can't bring it in. He had a step on Corey Toomer, but it's incomplete.
And that's the matchup that you draw up on paper to get your fastest receiver matched up against a linebacker. Keelan Cole, he's running full speed, doesn't look too early, but right there, right off the tips of his fingers. If he had triple extra large instead of just extra large hands, he has a catch there.
Still looking for his first NFL touchdown. Nathaniel Hackett said if and when he scores, the team is going to go nuts because Cole has quickly become one of the favorites in that Jaguars locker room. 9th play of the drive. All 9 are passes. And here, Mercedes Lewis is wide open and has another Jacksonville first down. First catch today for Mercedes Lewis. Now, why is that a big deal? All 11 of Mercedes Lewis's catches this season have come in victories. Maybe that's a good sign for the Jags as he gains 21.
And just sit in coverage, let everybody else worry about all the speedy guys around you. I think when Mercedes Lewis turned around, he goes, shouldn't there be a defender here?
How about this? No runs, as we told you, on this drive. 10th play of the drive. Back to the air. Bortles back to Lewis. And Lewis to the 7-yard line.
By going to 11 personnel, spreading it out a little more, you've softened up that box. And right now I'm looking at the Los Angeles Charger defenders, a little bit of the hands on the hip. So trying to breathe in and breathe out a little bit. You get an extended drive. Rush that passer, rush that passer. That becomes a tough assignment.
Jaguars ran the ball 40 times last week. Today, just 17 carries. 2nd down and 2. Moore passing. Bortles on the move, trying to buy time. Throws, caught, touchdown! Marquise Lee. What a drive by the Jaguars. They do it all through the air. And now what does Doug Marrone do here? Does he try to go for 2 in the tie?
Oh,
He's
yeah.
keeping the offense on the field.
He's already made that decision. The great thing about this play, Blake Bortles is so patient once he comes out, because right in his face is Kyle Emanuel, and he has to wait for Marquise Lee to clear him. And Marquise Lee does a great job in dragging those feet, making sure that he adds the catch. Obviously, all scoring plays are replayed. And when he goes to the ground in that mound of photographers, he's got to make sure that he comes up with the ball. I think he even came out with a camera, too.
2nd straight game with a touchdown from Marquise Lee. This season, the Jaguars are 0 for 1 on 2-point conversions. Trying to tie the game with 2:03 to go in the 3rd. Wouldn't it be something if they ran the ball here after every play on that last drive was a pass?
You're still outnumbered with those 4 guys coming up.
Bortles rolling right again. Lee makes the adjustment and the catch. What a play by Marquise Lee, and we're tied at 14. Leonard Fournette had a big block to allow Bortles a little bit of extra time. And with 2:03 to go in the third, we're all tied in Jacksonville.
Game on in Jacksonville. While all that was going on, let's get a red alert, get you caught up on some of the other plays that you may have missed. Case Keenum just dealing in Landover, Maryland. Stephon Diggs on 3rd and 6 with a 16-yard catch. Keenum has 272 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, and a perfect passer rating. 4th down for the Packers. They go for it. They get it. Jamal Williams pops up the middle for a 4-yard pickup, converting the 4th and 1 at midfield. Packers are up by 7 at Soldier Field starting the 4th quarter in Chicago. And then the Detroit Lions, back-to-back plays here. Matthew Stafford drops it in over the shelf, and Kenny Golladay calls it in. 50-yard pickup up the sideline. The very next play, that was actually 2 plays later, on 2nd and 7, it's Theo Riddick. Well, busted coverage for the Browns at the goal line, and the running back catches it for the touchdown. 8 yards on that one. Matthew Stafford, 154 yards passing now. That's his first touchdown on the day. He's also thrown a pick, and the extra point will tie us up 24-24, Lions and Browns. Been an entertaining game back and forth in Detroit. Coming up in the final minute of the 3rd quarter there.
Well, you might not know this about him, but he is an Olympic long jumper, All-American at USC. His long jump is 25 feet, 11 and a half inches. Check it out. This is how long that is. We're going to walk it back. We got my rope. This is how far he can jump. The long jump. Going back with the cheerleaders right now.
Well, you know what?
I can't even hold the rope, and this is how far he can jump.
We're not at the end of our rope yet, and here is the pass from Mariota, complete to Davis.
They call him a Swiss Army knife. That's what the players said that he is, because he can do so many things well, and we've seen that already in today's game. You gonna try this later, Dick?
No, but you might. You're a triathlete, and so I recommend you give the attempt, right?
I couldn't jump over.
Interactive sideline report. Who knew? Who knew? Saints knocking on the door again. Let's watch in Buffalo.
Reggie Bush, all those, you put 2 running backs on the field. It's tough to deal with as a defense.
Brees looking to throw.
He's going to run. Why not?
He's in. Touchdown.
You didn't want him to mess up the rushing stats on, the streak on this drive. 10 straight runs now. Coverage is great up top. Really wondering why they even decided to throw the football here. Nowhere for him to go. And Drew Brees is not the guy you would expect to be a runner, but all quarterbacks become runners in the red zone. And he takes a drive that started on the 7-yard line.
Yeah, when's the last time you saw a Drew Brees 7-yard touchdown run? When's the last time you saw a Drew Brees 7-yard run, for that matter? All right, Tennessee here working on it in a 4-point game between the Titans and the Bengals.
Get the edge there, capture the edge right off the bat. Nice stiff arm by Taylor. Get himself some yards again. Let's pick up the tempo, Tennessee. You have come out of the locker room. You have been lethargic. You've been asleep. It's time to get going. This is a home game. 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Time to get your offense going again and get this crowd. This home crowd has been dead in this second half. Get them back into the game.
Well, William Jackson came off the field. He's hurt, and Darquez Denard, who has an interception, is in there. We know that Pac-Man Jones got hurt before. Here's play action for Mariota, and the screen to Smith, the tight end. And Smith will have a first down. Well-executed play. This is the kind of offense.
Titans on the move. Let's rewind it for you on a 3rd and 3 that could have shut down the drive. The pass play, not there. Marcus Mariota up the middle. Scoots and slides into Bengals territory, picking up the first down on a 9-yard gain.
Watch as he releases right here, throws him down. Now go throw your body in there. Get yourself a couple extra yards for your running back or your tight end in that case. Nice job by the offensive line executing the screen game to perfection.
Jonnu Smith with 12 yards. And now the ball at the 33 of the Bengals, first down. They're going to hand off to DeMarco Murray. Stumbled a bit as he gets inside the 30-yard.
We'll check the flag for you, and I can tell you an updated score in the Bucs-Jets game. The only game with no touchdowns so far today. It's been 4 field goals, 3 for the Bucs, 1 for the Jets. Tampa Bay 9, New York 3.
As Tennessee
it was
is right
holding.
Yeah, and that's just that to me is a really bad call. I understand the jersey stretch. The hands are on the inside. Klein unhappy with it. You'll see the inside hand. He'll get a little grab right here, but watch him right there. He's just taking up. There's a little stretch of the jersey right there, but it really didn't make that big a difference. But that's what the officials saw.
1st and 20, back at the 43. Fake handoff to Murray. Mariota looking. And what a catch by Rashard Matthews with 2 defenders on him, including Drake.
Come back there after we show you an injury to Deshaun Kaiser. The quarterback knocked out on this play here. It looked like a blitzer got him late right in the chest or ribs area. Kaiser, the rookie out of Notre Dame, dropped to the ground, and Cody Kessler has come on to quarterback the Cleveland Browns in the 24-24 game at Ford Field. Right there, clean hit as he was releasing the football. No penalty on the play, none called for either, but a bad sign there for the Cleveland quarterback. We'll keep you posted.
Edge pressures, but Njoku does not see Diggs coming from the outside and just gives up his quarterback. What a terrible play right there.
You might be waiting for us to get back to Tennessee, but that's the end of the 3rd quarter in Nashville. Titans 17, Bengals 13 when they start the 4th quarter. Case Keenum, perfect passer rating, no more. Washington gets to him here. This game is still in play. The Vikings were pulling away for a while, but DJ Swearinger comes down with it. First mistake of the day by Keenum, and we'll keep you posted from Landover, Maryland. Le'Veon Bell and company trying to get back into the end zone, trailing by 8, coming up on the end of the 3rd quarter here at Lucas Oil.
We haven't used it yet today, but the word with him as a back is patience. He does an excellent job of allowing his blockers to set things up, and instead of just being over-eager and running into the back of his guys and trying to push the pile, he just continually tries to stretch things out, be patient, look for the cutback, and he's able to get 5 out of that one.
2nd and 5, and we are at the 42nd mark for the 3rd quarter. Roethlisberger down this sideline for Antonio Brown, and a flag is thrown. Melvin and Butler on the coverage, and Colts are clapping their hands.
Pass interference, offense, number 84, a 10-yard penalty, replay 2nd down.
Well, you can see it a little bit from that angle. Watch the left arm extend. You can't see it there. It's kind of blocked.
I thought we were going to get a new Ben Roethlisberger meme on the cutaway shot there, but he'll mark off the penalty yardage as we show you the Gatorade Game Rewind. Jacoby Brissett down and injured on this play. This happened a few minutes ago on the Colts' last possession. It was 3rd down when he tried to scramble for it. Brissett gets back up. The athletic trainers come out to him there, goes to the sideline. Scott Tolzien is the backup should they need to go to the 2nd string
Penalty
QB.
of the day against the Steelers. 2nd and 15. Quick pass to the far side of the field. Martavis Bryant to the 45. So it'll be 3rd and 5. And doesn't look like we'll get another playoff before time expires here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, the Colts have done a tremendous job on Antonio Brown. Only 2 catches for 15 yards on the day.
We've come to the end of the 3rd. 17-9 Indy. Back after this message and a word from your local station.
Start against Jacksonville.
All right, starting to get to the 4th quarter now. It's the terrific hour of sports television where these games transition into the 4th. Several one-possession games. We'll establish that for you in a moment. And a couple of tie games, including Jacksonville and Los Angeles. But Tennessee starting the 4th quarter right now, trying to add to their 4-point lead at home.
With Ray Kirkpatrick, it'll be 3rd down and 8. And the pass incomplete, and Delaney Walker claiming he was held, and they'll back him up on this one. And it's going to be penalty against Josh Shaw. The nickelback committing the Penalty on Delaney Walker.
Prior to the pass, holding, number 26, defense. The 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, there's Delaney Walker. Remember we talked about Delaney Walker and about him talking to the officials earlier. Here he is right here. He was saying, man, these guys are holding me in the middle of the field. Here's his release right there. You can see the hold as he's trying to whip back out on that stick route. Delaney Walker, we told you, that'll come back. That'll come back. He went there, made that conversation. That's a veteran move.
Adoree Jackson is in the game now, and Mariota's going to run for it and slides and should have the first down. Let's see where they spot the ball. Jackson was in the game, and Delaney Walker making his earlier plea pay off for him.
That's a guy that does everything for you. Jim Harbaugh said you got to do everything. He did it in high school. He played every sport, although he did tell us in the meetings that he got pinned by a girl, and that ended his wrestling career. That was it. He said once that I got pinned, and she was a good wrestler. Because once I got pinned, that was it. I'm out.
That was it for him.
Yeah.
I think he found the right sport.
Yes, he did.
It'll be 2nd down and 7. You saw the yellow unofficial line, but that wasn't the first down line that counted. And the handoff to DeMarco Murray to the 20-yard line. It'll still be shy, 3-yard pickup.
And Delaney Walker's a guy that prides himself on versatility. When he was with the 49ers, Jim Harbaugh used to have him play fullback, have him play H-back, have him play tight end, actually had him play tackle in practice at times. Said, you've got to be able to do everything. He prides himself on his ability to run routes, to catch the ball, to block at the point of attack and on the backside as well.
And he says, when I'm taken out of the game, I am very upset about it. He doesn't take it lightly when they give him a breather.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're in the 4th quarter of the majority of these 8 games. Let's go to the Pentabox right now with 5 games, 1 possession. You've got the 1-possession game, tie game in Detroit. You've got the tie game in Jacksonville. 8-point difference between the Steelers and the Colts. And the 2 bottom right game. The bottom right game is actually more than a 1-possession game. Lower left, 6-point lead for the Bucs and the Jets.
Effort to the corner. We're going to have to look at this.
And they will look at it.
You've got to think, where did this ball come out? Does he get it across there? It looks to me like it looks like the ball was coming loose before he crosses the plane. That would make it a touchback, I believe. Right there, before it comes across the plane. And Murray is obviously out of bounds when he recovers the fumble. I think that's going to be a touchback.
If that ball didn't cross the plane and get the pylon, well, Dean Blandino taking a first glimpse at that play.
Yeah, it looks like that one came loose. Could be having a touchback in that Tennessee contest. Back to Soldier Field.
Hear a little bit more from Gillen. In fact, he is now, and this is his Bears debut. He is their leading receiver in this game. That's his 4th catch. And look at this, wide open. And that is a touchdown for Bellamy.
Thrown it on first down, Tom.
First down. House, one-on-one. We talked about it. Win your one-on-one matchups on first down. McBride with a clean release. Little out and up right there. House bit on it. The ball's perfectly thrown to Bellamy, who makes a great over-the-shoulder catch, and the Bears are back in it with a big play by their rookie quarterback, Mitchell Trubisky.
Bellamy coming into this game had not had a catch in a month. He had 10 receptions in the first 3 games of the year. And now a 46-yard touchdown.
5-yard penalty, and replay the try.
And there is another penalty against the Chicago.
And an update on Matthew Stafford and the Lions, 24-24 with the winless Cleveland Browns. Can the Cleveland do it in the 4th quarter? Stafford on an ad-lib play gets it outside and moves the sticks. Clock continues to run. That was a 3rd down conversion with now under 11 minutes remaining. Here's the big picture. These 8 games going on across the National Football League. New Orleans blowing out the Bills. You've got a 2-touchdown lead for Minnesota in Washington. Everything else is close.
Stafford's pass is caught. What a play by Jones. And out comes loose, so incomplete. And it will be third down coming up. The other thing that Greg
just got the ruling on the field from Nashville overturned. It was called a touchdown. On further review, a touchback. Fumble out the side of the end zone. We've seen that now twice today. A touchback. Cincinnati gets the football back, down by 4 in Tennessee.
Coming into this game, 24 vertical routes in the last 3 games, and they've been able to connect on 12 of those routes, but we really haven't seen it. I would expect Stafford to try and take some shots right here against press man.
3rd and 3. Stafford putting some air under it. Has his man. It's Ebron, and he's in for the touchdown.
An extra point will mean 55 points scored between the Lions and the Browns. Steelers just got it 1st and goal. Show you how in a moment.
Bell outside and run out of bounds at about the 7-yard line by Pierre Desir.
Gatorade Game Rewind. Jacoby Brissett was injured on the last time we saw him, but he didn't miss any time. Back in the game, Jack Doyle couldn't hold on to it. Jack Doyle's the leading receiver among all tight ends in terms of receptions. Ball goes through his hands. Ryan Shazier, the linebacker, picks it off for Pittsburgh, setting up the goal-to-go opportunity. They'll take a team photo on defense.
Roethlisberger looking, now throwing to the end zone and tipped away, incomplete. Pierre Desir yet.
Take a look at the right side of the double box. DJ Swearinger just thought he had a pick 6 in the Washington-Minnesota game. But Case Keenum runs over to try and knock Swearinger out of bounds. The ball was fumbled and then knocked out of bounds. It didn't go through the end zone, though. We almost had our 3rd touchback for the offensive team fumbling through the end zone. Instead, 1st and goal, Kirk Cousins.
Cousins gonna throw, tipped and nearly picked at the line.
Get Antonio Brown here, but 2 defenders over the top, so you go the other way.
Lots of time for Roethlisberger. Now throwing, and all alone on the end zone line is Vance McDonald for the touchdown.
Be the class of the South this year.
Under 9 minutes remaining on the toss, it's Edmonds.
Kenny, I don't think that anybody would have told you that at the beginning of the year. Coming off 2-3, right, 7-9 seasons, and then the start that they have being 0-2 is, I think people from the outside thought this was just the same old football team. Sean Payton done a great job with this unit. The defense has stepped up, and again, look at these numbers.
258. 23 consecutive running plays.
I think you smell 24 here too, Ken.
Think?
I think.
Edmonds. And you hear the crowd react as the Bills defense stops the Saints on 3rd down. For only the 3rd time today.
Well, what are they going to do? They're at that point. They're not going to kick a long field goal here. They're not going to. They're going to go for it. You know, they're going to take timeout. I guarantee you, Sean puts the offense back onto the field here and runs another play.
Think he remembers how to throw?
We saw him warming up left-handed. Maybe he's going to take a left-handed snap and throw early. No, he doesn't need to.
So the Saints use a timeout. We'll return in 30 seconds after this message from Lowe's.
The moment you realize your close friends don't need to be this close. Lowe's, we have everything you need to get your home ready to enjoy the game next week. All projects have a starting point. Start with Lowe's.
Drew Brees and the Saints offense back out on the field on 4th and 3, following 24 consecutive running plays. How about that time of possession?
Yeah, you remember early in the game it was even. It was 8 minutes apiece.
Right.
The first quarter, and just the Bills have only had 4 minutes since that point. Just a dominating performance. 3 wide receivers out on the field. He's still going to turn around and hand this ball off though. No, I'm wrong.
Brees throws and it's a first down. Michael Thomas, his 9th catch today.
No, it doesn't matter if you're playing zone, you're playing man-to-man coverage here. Sharice Wright and just stop faith, just the understanding. Michael Thomas, a second-year wide receiver, had this understanding with Drew Brees last year as a rookie, and he just continues to get better. He's seen some spectacular catches over the top of defenders today. An easy throwing catch there, picks up another first down.
Under 7 minutes remaining. This is Edmonds, and he's met back at the 38-yard line by Cedric Thornton as we head to Los Angeles for another game break. Mike Hill, take it away.
Hey guys, don't forget, coming up later, it's America's Game of the Week, and it should be a good one. Cowboys, their first game without the suspended Ezekiel Elliott in Atlanta to take on the 4-4 Falcons, defending NFC champs. Most of the country getting that one when you're done where you are.
All right, thanks, Mike. We look forward to it. As we mentioned earlier, this game, the only NFL matchup this weekend in which both teams came in with winning records, but it has been all New Orleans. 37-3 over the Buffalo Bills, who are headed to their second straight defeat. You talked about what the Bills have coming up. They still haven't faced the New England Patriots. 2 matchups with New England in the month of December.
Well, you know, we talked to Sean McDermott about adversity, the inevitable adversity that you're going to face during a football season. They faced it last week, that tough loss to the Jets. They're going to face it again, tough loss at home to the Saints. And then look what they have coming up. You got New England, December, best team in the AFC. Kansas City, yeah, they've lost a couple of games, but they're a tough team. Indianapolis is giving Pittsburgh a fight today. So this team's going to finally make a playoff run or into the playoffs. 17 years, right? They're going to have to find a way to play better than they played the last 2 weeks and deal with the adversity of giving up a lot of points in 2 weeks.
75. Penalties decline. 4th down.
Bills' last postseason game, January of 2000, the Music City Miracle down in Nashville. Started 5-2 in Sean McDermott's first season. 4-0 here at home. He's the first Bills head coach to win his first 4 home games. But a disappointing one today against the New Orleans Saints. So here is Will Lutz. This will be a 53-yard attempt. His season long is 50, career long 57. From the left hash, Lutz from 53. It has the distance. It is now 40-3 Saints.
Military veterans, they have skill, they have leadership, they have a mission accomplishment attitude.
Like Team Rubicon, USAA is all about disaster recovery and re-engaging the veteran community. It was a really natural fit.
With Team Rubicon, I've got my sense of purpose back.
I felt like I was part of a family again.
We believed in making the world a better place.
This is what America is about.
Y'all are just amazing people.
How will you honor through action this Veterans Day?
Guys, weekend deals are here at Target. You know what that means.
Coming through.
This weekend, save 15% on Thanksgiving prep essentials. Save big with weekend deals, only at Target.
How can you make your hair even stronger? Use Pantene shampoo together with 3 Minute Miracle Daily Conditioner. Their Pro-V formula is like a multivitamin. making your hair 2 times stronger. See the difference when you add 3-Minute Miracle Daily Conditioner.
Guess I'm contagious. It'd be safest if you ran. That's what they all just end up doing in the end. Say something, do it soon. It's too quiet in this room. I need more.
You cannot wear a Raiders jersey to my family's Christmas dinner. Just turn the lights off.
The X-Men are gone. If mutants are going to survive, it's up to us.
The Gifted, all new tomorrow at 9, 8 Central on Fox.
Remain calm. It's just an all-new Fox Sunday.
So you just sit back and relax.
All your favorites, plus the worst tweet ever tweeted.
Everybody hates me. I can't leave the house. No one will hire me. That was a problem before.
All new, see it all first, tonight on Fox.
You jerk!
The two Seans, they actually worked together, worked for the same organization back in '98. The Eagles. Sean Payton was on Ray Rhodes' staff. It was Sean McDermott's first year in the NFL. He was hired as a scout by the Eagles, and he told us he remembers watching Sean Payton carrying all the playbooks during the first day of training camp at Lehigh University. We mentioned earlier, Sean Payton has never coached against another Sean. This is a first for him. And in 2 weeks, it'll be Sean Payton and Sean McVay. There are 3 Seans, 4 Mikes. NFL head coaching ranks.
I think I can name them all.
Couple of Bills, 2 Dougs, 2 Johns.
No Kennys, huh?
No Rondes.
No, definitely no Rondes. New quarterback into the game, Kenny.
There is a Nathan at quarterback for the Bills, Nathan Peterman. And his first pass leads to an ovation as the catch is made by Deontay Thompson. And that's the first down of the second half. Ronde for the Buffalo Bills. Nathan Peterman, rookie out of Pitt, 5th round draft pick.
The one thing you know about him is that he throws with a lot of anticipation. He's not physically gifted, but he does have nice timing in his rhythm. We saw it in the preseason this year. These Bill fans haven't seen anything on offense today. They're going to react to every single completion.
Patrick DeMarco. Peterman, incomplete. Intended for Nick O'Leary.
Tyrod Taylor had a tough day today, Kenny. Didn't throw for 60 yards. I mean, that's tough to do, especially with some of the weapons that he had returning, and it's tight end Clay, and then the expected piece of Kelvin Benjamin, what it would add to the passing offense. It added nothing. It didn't open up the run game. Unable to get him the ball down the field. He was not a threat.
That pass intended for Kelvin Benjamin. Vontae Harris got a piece of it.
Vontae Harris getting some snaps in the corner now late in this football game. Great break here. You see him at the line of scrimmage, just reading the quarterback's eyes. Good opportunity. Really hit Kelvin in the hands. He could have caught it.
Who did Nathan Peterman model his game after throughout his career to this point? Drew Brees.
Yeah.
4th down and 1 for Peterman and the Bills. Low snap on the toss. It is DeMarco, and he will not get there. Saints defense has been outstanding. Once again, led by Alex Okafor.
Alexa, play Finn's birthday playlist.
Okay.
Hey.
You're gonna be here today, right?
Yeah, of course.
Alexa, cross pinata off my to-do list.
I've checked off pinata.
Alexa, show me a nearby pizza place.
Alexa,
dim the lights.
Birthday, dear Finn.
Alexa, thank you.
My pleasure.
Barry Sanders is one of the greatest running backs in football history. When it came to ducking defenders, nobody did it better. He's also a serious dodgeball player.
Here's the spin. Patriots left. Holy mackerel. Barry still got it.
But when it comes to mortgages, he's less confident. Fortunately, there's Rocket Mortgage. It's simple, so he can understand the details and be sure he's getting the right mortgage. Apply simply, understand fully, mortgage confidently. Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans.
911, what's your emergency?
My snake, it's choking me.
There are two types of emergency. The first is the one we all have, every day. Then there's the second kind of emergency. The kind that comes without warning.
I can help you. Please.
Please.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly.
The most beloved Christmas movie of all time becomes the season's biggest television event. A Christmas Story live, December 17th on Fox.
Saturday on Fox. The Wolverines look to claw their way past a Big Ten foe. Touchdown! The Badgers continue their fight for a playoff appearance. Saturday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern on Fox.
Thursday night football. It's Titans. It's Steelers. When it's on, it's on. Tennessee and their dynamic offense battle with Pittsburgh in primetime. Thursday night football on NFL Network, NBC, and streaming on Amazon Prime Video.
First time in Saints franchise history, Rondé, 200-yard rushers and a 100-yard receiver. Last team to do it in the NFL, the Bills against Miami back in 2015 with LaShawn McCoy, Carlos Williams, and Sammy Watkins. Chase Daniel now in at quarterback for the Saints.
Been quite a day for Mark Ingram, hasn't it, Kenny? Running through, around, and into the end zone. Many times today, frequent occasions, he's been the powerhouse of this unit. A lot of talk about Alvin Kamara, but Mark Ingram is the heart of this running offense. He put it on full display today.
131 and a franchise record tying 3 rushing touchdowns for Ingram. 107 and a touchdown for Kamara. Drew Brees with a rushing touchdown as Daniel hands it off, and Edmonds will take it all the way. Trey Edmonds, his first NFL score and a record 6th rushing touchdown for the New Orleans Saints.
301 yards on the ground today, Kenny. Just uncontested run all the way to the end zone, and oh boy.
Meanwhile, Jacksonville, the team the Titans are tied for the lead in the AFC South, are losing to the Chargers with 1:14 to go. They could take the lead by themselves if they hold on here. And a whistle before the play.
We are reviewing the previous play.
That was the pass to Giovanni Bernard. That was a 15-yard reception.
Trying to look at the sideline right here to see exactly where he was. Did he step out of bounds right here? He looks like he's in.
That was a 15.
They discovered that the spot is in the correct place. Can you work with 7 seconds left? Can you work an 8-9 yard route to the outside, get yourself out of bounds, and have a shot to throw one into the end zone? Because from this point you can't. Or do you throw one of those underneath things and then start the scramble drill to the left?
We'll see 6 offensive linemen for Houston. They'll give you some funky formations. On a give, Miller using the speed. Former track standout at the University of Miami crosses midfield. This time it's Clark and Martin combining up front to help spring Miller loose for 23.
A good job by left guard Seofilo, number 71. He gets on the linebacker that time, Mark Barron. And the Texans are finding a lot of success running straight at the Rams.
You're going to see the Tennessee Titans have 3 men up front and 8 men back. 8 men are back for the Titans. All they have to do is defend against a touchdown play. Again, they go to the sideline to Brandon LaFell. A touchdown play. Again, they go to the sideline to Brandon LaFell, and he stops the clock going out of bounds with 2 seconds remaining, and now they have no choice.
Well, now you've got yourself an extra 8 yards of real estate. Now what you want to do is you want to be able to
Foreman. It was on first down, first play from scrimmage. Then Miller came back in. Quash the motion man. Savage to throw it. Savage popped up in the air. Incomplete. Was looking for DeAndre Hopkins over the middle, and Tremaine Johnson and Mark Barron there defensively on the deflection.
Well, the Texans so concerned with pass protection after that fumble by Savage on the last series. You can see it was a 2-man route, and all the Ram defensive backs just surrounding number 10.
Nickel package here for the Rams. Nikel Roby-Coleman is in. 3rd and 6. 3rd down conversions. It's been a problem for Houston, especially in this range. This is a 3rd and 6. Flags down. And this play whistle dead.
False start. Number 68 offense. 5-yard penalty remains. 3rd down.
It's the veteran Breno Giacomini.
You can hardly blame him because Aaron Donald is right on his nose, looking to come after his former college teammate Tom Savage. Here's Giacomini here, and here is Donald. And watch the move by Donald. A little swim move to the inside, and he was free on the quarterback.
Now, Bill O'Brien said we cannot leave Donald one-on-one. Have to have 2 bodies on him at all times. 3rd and 11. Fake it. Savage. Floater upstairs. Separation. Drop ball by Ellington. I don't know if he heard footsteps. John Johnson with the smack. Would have been a first down for Houston.
Well, he was open. He might have better pass, might have scored on this, but he has to adjust to it. That's no excuse. He actually closed his fingers before the ball gets there. Takes a big hit by John Johnson in the back, but that's an opportunity that the Texans dearly wish they had back.
The ageless wonder, Shane Leckler, 41 years old. Cooper, the deep man. This ball bounces into the end zone. Touchback. 50-yard punt, a net of 30. Goff and the Rams already with a 3-0 lead.
May your hands always be busy. May your feet always be swift. May leash when the winds change.
Long live family traditions, and long live the
Got anything new?
Yeah, about a small business. So you
I like it, but what if you're moving company?
I think maybe it ought to be more like a song than a jingle.
Okay. Yeah, well, do it your way. Of course, people seem to like it, talk about it all the time, and tweet about it. Speak a jingle tone 24/7. Yeah, I think a song makes sense.
Okay, I picked out my dream car. Now's the really fun part. Choosing the color, the wheels, the interior, everything exactly how I want it.
Give it your all to reach the goals. Don't let student debt hold you back. Refinancing student loans with SoFi can save thousands, so you can get where you've always been headed sooner. See how much you can save with SoFi, the leader in student loan refinancing.
I'm your trainer today.
Your cardio strength workout begins now. Tight core, those knees up. Now we go for strength. 5, 4, you got this. 3, come on, 2. Woo!
I'm your trainer.
That was cardio strength, only with Nordic Track Fusion.